The Techno-Classica in Essen, Europe's most important trade fair for classic cars. More and more modern classics are mingling among their exclusive older counterparts. They're certainly what's attracting dealer Burkhard Steins. He travels the world searching for especially valuable cars from the 1980s and 90s.
Vehicles that used to fire our emotions still do. When you view it that way, you realize that these cars aren't there to just get you from A to B. They're really vehicles full of emotion.
Meilenwerk in Berlin is an open garage where people can view other people's classic and vintage automobiles. That's where Burkhard Stein parks his cars. In the past 5 years, he's shifted his business almost entirely to these modern classics. You might still be able to find a Mercedes 123 from the 1980s for 6,000 euros on the internet, but most of his customers are looking for more exclusive models in top condition.
This performance is right up to date, 225 kilometers an hour. That says it all.
And when buying a modern classic, they want individuality, like
how many were manufactured, what details it has that few cars of its series had.
In the end, this customer chose a BMW 850i from the 90s. The pop-up headlights are what convinced Sascha Keilwert.
These are images from my youth that I grew up with.
Dreams of youth. For many modern classic fans, they're a decisive selling point. Take Reinhard Lausch, for instance.
When I was about 16 or 17, I saw an E-Type and this XJ6, and I was so excited. I thought I just had to drive a car like that when I got older. This one here still has a cassette player, so I have extra cassettes with old music. I put them in and listen to the Beatles and the Stones. It's like taking a trip back in time.
A trip back in time that he's taking in good company. Reinhard Lausch belongs to a modern classic car club near Berlin. Its members share the same philosophy, doing their everyday driving in something that's slightly out of the ordinary.
I love old cars, old shapes that still have something to say that aren't just off the drawing board. They didn't have anti-lock braking systems or all those technological aids yet. The feel of the drive was different. You have something old that's somehow alive, where you still get that feeling now and again that you're really driving.
You can also still tinker with your modern classic yourself. The club members help each other with tips, tricks, and spare parts. Membership in a club like this makes it easier for modern classic enthusiasts to keep their cars running smoothly. At the trade fair in Essen, many of those clubs are presenting themselves at imaginatively designed stands. But the centerpiece of the Techno-Classica is the market for exclusive cars. Burkhard Steins has found a car he's long been looking for, a Jaguar XJS convertible from 1996, the last year the model was manufactured.
This car is a future classic. Someday it'll be in great demand. Usually these cars cost around 30,000 euros at most, but that price will certainly skyrocket.
A Mercedes SL from the 80s for 25,000 euros? Who could say no to that?
Prices for modern classics are still pretty low, but they're already rising. They take years to mature, like fine wine.
And classic car expert Rudolf von der Schulenburg can't help taking a look at the newer cars either.
It's natural to look at the cars that have remained beautiful. It's like women who get older. Some still remain beautiful. And you recognize that and snap them up. I'm looking to the future. And if you have a bit of feeling for them, you can look at cars and think, that'll be a classic for my grandchildren.
Every modern classic will be a true classic at some time. And if you happen on the right model, you can enjoy driving a first-class investment into the future.